whereas in US it is a federal system, and so far as suffrage is concerned, the ladies of USA got the suffrage in 1920, that is after number of years, whereas in India we have given this even to an illiterate or even to a criminal or anybody whatsoever it may be. So there must be some reasonable restrictions so far as the suffrage is concerned, and the Election Commission has endowed with the power to suggest the government and the parliament to amend the law. In the same way, I have another suggestions under Article 57 of the Constitution of India that the President of India can be re-elected. That is 2 terms only. But whereas a member of parliament are enjoying for a period of 40 years, 50 years, if the term is more, they learn how to earn more and to be corrupted, and for the sake of that they adopt all unfair means which is against the provision of Article 323, free and fair elections. Another suggestion is that you have amended the election law that one person may contest 2 seats. This is illegal so far as the law is concerned, but it is prevailing. Now, a person who is contesting for both the parliament seat like Lalu Yadav and he loses 1 seat, then naturally he should also be declared as defeated by another seat even though he has won that seat. And suppose a person like Mulayam's son, he was elected from both the seats and he resigned 1 seat. So all the cost of re-election should be recovered from that seat or from that candidate, because we are the taxpayer. Why should we suffer when the elections are very costly and 99% people cannot think of to contest even MLA or Panchayat? Then why these politicians who are corrupt may monopolize to contest from the 2 seats, and suppose he has lost that seat, then he comes from Rajya Sabha also. So that should be there should be a proper clarification that if I have contested for MP seat, Lok Sabha seat, and I have lost, so for a period of 6 years, I cannot contest another Lok Sabha seat or Rajya Sabha seat. It should be there. Since the Election Commission is here, I have this suggestion, this may be given to the Parliament and to the government. Regarding the property description and the criminality, we submit affidavits. It should be verified by the Election Commission, and they should also take actions if it is false. They may also be prosecuted. You know, so far as some member of the parliament for 10,000 rupees bribery, their membership has been they have been cancelled. In the same way, if I adopt unfair means in the election, then naturally I should not be declared as elected from that constituency, and let it be reviewed by the Election Commission. If this method is being adopted, I feel that the corruptions in the political life will be reduced, and the real people who has the intention to serve the poor people or the common people will contest it. It should be made a service, not a source of income, whereby even There are some candidates who have declared their assets prior to these 5 years. They have only few lakhs. Now they are in crores.
So that is why the MP Development Fund should be abolished.
It is pending in the Supreme Court, but the court is not doing anything. Otherwise, if the Supreme Court declare it null and void, they will have no such privileges. So, judiciary is also equally responsible. Apart from the Election Commission, government and politicians are all selfish. So far as the multi-party system is concerned, the number of candidates should be decided, the ratio of voting should be decided, and all the parties should not be recognized because they have so many chances of collecting donations under section 29A, B and C. This was amended in 2002 by the parliament. Even if the political parties or multinationals are here, it is easy to get crores and crores by way of a donation up to 5% of their gross income. So that should be abolished, that should be amended, section 29A, B and C. So far as the free and fair election is concerned, Election Commission is so powerful that they can keep the politicians under their control, but now it is not so, because politicians are appointing them. So there should not be a consideration in a democratic country like India. If this is done, I hope we will progress like anything. Even the US government has failed to do all this, but in our country, as per our constitution, we may do something. I hope this will serve the purpose.
Thank you, Sahu Sahab. You have given such suggestions which are practically possible. Because if no member of parliament would like to curtail their rights, but here you are trying to curtail the rights of very few people. There are very few members of parliament who continue to be elected or nominated to Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. Most so, otherwise, so majority are newcomers. They are for 1 term or 2 terms. So this can be passed. So these suggestions are very good. I will request Mr. Shiv Kumar Goel, Advocate Supreme Court, to say, and time is very short, with no speaker will take more than 3 minutes except the Honorable Election Commissioner.
Sir, can there have any intervention for?
Yeah, this is the intervention, but not you have to send the card.
Honorable Dr. Adesh Agarwala, Honorable Dr. Qureshi, and distinguished guests, and this august house. On this occasion of our sessions on electoral reforms, at the very outset I would like to say that we are the largest democracy, and we fail to understand that where from the democracy flows. The democracy flows from the very right by the constitution given to us of right to franchise, of voting. And we must also acknowledge that most of us educated and intelligentsia class does not exercise our right of voting. And since independence, we are being governed by the governments elected by a majority of the voters from uneducated class. But now, in this era of IT, information technology, I am surprised that we are still sticking to the old methods of casting of votes. That is by setting up election booths. Dr. Qureshi, I would like to say, I would like to suggest that in this era of IT, we must resort to internet. as a media, as a mode of voting, so that all of us sitting in our offices, in our houses, should be able to cast our votes. Now today we see crores and crores of rupees transactions are taking place on the internet. Entire banking system is done through internet. But nobody so far has thought of that this small vote can also be casted through internet. If this amendment is made, and I think in the future we will not have to repent that I want name such persons. We won't have to repent that such A, B, C, such like persons are coming to the parliament and they are making a mockery of it. We intellectual class, especially the judicial class, legal, we owe some duty to our system, to the nation. If the government fails to do it, I would like to suggest and advise all my advocate friends here. It can be done through judiciary also, by filing PILs. If the government fails to take action by making internet as a mode of voting due to their personal reasons of the government or the party, because most of the parties are banking upon the uneducated class, residing in clusters, juggi jhoppadis, here and there. Nobody is bothering about us. So now the time has come, by the grace of God, our brains are so sharp, our Indian brains especially, who have led this world into the era of this IT. Some software can be developed, and fortunately, at this very time, the government has set up another authority for unique identification cards, UID, under the chairmanship of former chairman of Infosys. Under his able guidance, some software can be developed which will ensure that special identification number given to us, allotted to us through UIDs, will be the special number for casting our vote. Once we press the button, our vote is casted, and moreover, crores and crores of rupees will be saved, which are being spent for setting up the election booths, for the security, and so many other things, and what not. And once we are there, we have a say in the system, every future government will be alert that we cannot be fooled then. Now at the 11th hour, when 2 days are left for the casting of votes, some tricky politicians introduce such a attractive offer to the public that this uneducated class is attracted, and they cast wholesale votes in their favor, and that governments come to power. I remember in the time of N.T. Ramarao, just 2 days before the election day, he offered a policy that if I am elected, I will give rice at the rate of 2 rupees per kg. We educated class don't need rice at this rate, but those poor people, they are attracted immediately by such offers. They cast their vote wholesale in their favor, and that government is able to come in the power. So my important suggestion to the London Election Commission and to all my friends is that before the next election, this should be implemented. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Goyal, but you will see, if we permit voting by internet, then muscle men of the candidates will come to you and put a pistol and you will press the button.
No.